Four comedians are also real good friends, working on jokes, the fun never ends. They're asking each other, is this anything? Here we go.
So my old roommate gave me his PlayStation 2 like 5 years ago and a bunch of PlayStation 2 games. And I had never had a PlayStation before, so I was playing all these games that I had never played before that are really great, like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus and the God of War games and stuff like that. But one of the games that he had that was just like utter garbage is this game called Def Jam Fight for New York. And basically what it is, it's like a regular fighting game like Mortal Kombat, but it's all hip-hop superstars that like had beef with each other, like Busta Rhymes and Carmen Electra, Fat Joe, Flava Flav, Ludacris.
Wow.
It's terrible. Like, the game is awful. But when we moved into this new apartment, I was like, I'm never going to play this PlayStation 2 ever again. It looks really bad on the new HD TVs, so I think I'm just going to go through and, like, sell all these games. And so I'm going through all the games individually on eBay to see, like, which ones are worth, $5, $20, whatever. This game is $120 on eBay. One of the worst games I have ever played is worth $120.
That's amazing.
Well, that's often the case. I mean, it's probably has, I think because it's such a weird niche thing and it was so bad, I'm sure that it's become a collector's item just off of how awful it is.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, that's the fun story I wanted to tell you guys about today.
That's great.
I'm so glad I had that in my back pocket for when Anthony was going through his technical difficulties.
And then also, I imagine because it was like a bad game, they didn't make a lot of copies. Like there was probably not a lot of distribution going on there.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I had a guy. Not only have I already sold it, like you put things up on eBay for auction, and I always put a buy now option, just because I don't give a fuck. So I put a buy option for $100 because it was selling other places for $120. So I was like, sweet, $100, great. And somebody hit me up about it and was like,
I'll give you $200.
No, some dude was like, hey, do you mind taking a picture of the disc? And I want to make sure it doesn't have any scratches or anything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sure. And as I was doing that, somebody else bought it.
Oh, no.
It is such a hot commodity.
Wow. Def
Jam Fight for New York.
And maybe you should have held on to it for a couple more years.
Yeah, maybe. I also sold a bunch of Nintendo 64 games that were... I don't have like the original box for, so I just like sold them all together for $50, and those sold instantly. And I was telling Kirsten, like, there's a part of my brain that whenever that happens, like I kind of lose my mind a little bit. Like should I have checked? Should I have sold these individually? But then I'm like, no. That's the wrong way to think about this. You're trying to get rid of it. You're trying to make money as easily as possible. This is not your job. Your job is not to research how much money I can get for GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, and
it's
Ocarina
my
of
job
Time.
to do that in a year from now and tell you how much money you didn't make.
Yeah.
You come back on, you got solid gold sunglasses on. You're like, hey, Jared.
You know who BFD 1239 was? It was me.
Brett Druck. You guys might notice my cool new digs here. I call it the GoldenEye Lounge because I paid for it with Jarret Berenstein's busted up copy of GoldenEye for his Nintendo 64.
I gotta say, Jarret, I think that the conclusion you came to is the worst one, where you're just like Jarret, stop. It is not your responsibility to be responsible, think things through, and plan. It is your responsibility that when you're in a pinch and you're totally fucked, to make as little money as possible.
Rush and panic
and just give it to the person.
To make a bunch of rush decisions.
That is the way we do that.
Can I tell you a tangentially related story?
Yes.
This is just about an awful person. When my mom still had some mobility left, but we used to live in a 3-story house. And it was really like impossible for her to get up and down the stairs, but she still had some mobility. So we were moving her to a ranch style, my parents to a ranch style place. And we had so much stuff, and my parents weren't organized, that we just had to get rid of all this stuff. And some of them were like nice pieces of furniture, but we were like, we just have to get rid of it because this is for the better, you know, it doesn't matter. So we were selling everything, you know, just like people are like $10 for this beautiful armoire of like old wood and stuff. And people would be like, fine, go ahead. We were just like, get rid of it. It's better than nothing, because if we take all the time to sell this, like my mom's not going to be able to, you know, she's going to be in a tough spot. So one woman bought a bunch of things from us, and then as she was loading into her car, was like, I'm going to make so much more money selling this when you shouldn't have sold it for this much. We're like, why even tell us that?
Wow.
What's wrong with you?
Thanks, and fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful, man. So it's always been. I had an idea to dress up like somebody who knows about antiques and just go to garage sales and pretend like I can't believe what I'm getting away with. Just like pick up a broken lamp and be like, "Is this really only 50 cents?" Oh. Well, that seems like a good deal.
Get your little appraiser monocle out.
Yeah.
My God,
But it's just-
the lamp
it's just
of
like-
Shanghai.
It's one of those like plastic things that you whirl around and they make a sound. Children's toys.
I don't know how Anthony's doing, but you guys mind if I ask you some business questions real quick before we get started?
Maybe. I do want to see how Anthony's doing. 1, 2. I don't want to leave Subhah hanging for too long. So.
Oh, this should be a quick thing.
Okay.
So you guys saw my message about Sarah Tolmash, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, she basically said that she can do any time next week. I didn't tell her like when we film or anything. I didn't tell her like what
Okay.
our specific times are or anything.
Oh, that's good. Yep.
Oh, thank you, baby. But if you guys are cool with that, if you guys are cool with her coming on either Tuesday or Friday, I don't know if we have any scheduled for that, then I'll go ahead and message her and say like, hey, Tuesday or Friday, like either one's works.
Our plan for Tuesday is to do working stuff. So we're skipping that episode. And then so Friday would be the day, but I think part of that working stuff was we were going to decide if we're going to continue to do guests. So I would say go ahead and say Friday, tell her Friday at 2:30, and then if we for some reason are like, you know, if it goes really poorly with Subhah today, and we were like, no more guests, then we'll just make up an excuse.
Okay, sounds good. Also, thank you, Rob, for being the only one who gave a fuck about that bit.
Dude,
I
that was
laughed.
so funny. That's a fucking funny bit.
Did you laugh at the fruit part too?
No, I missed the fruit part.
Dude, come on. It was so goddamn good.
What was the fruit part?
Was a little too subtle, I guess.
I loved it. I loved it all.
She brought in a plate of cut fruit, and I was like, no, thank you.
That was so good.
I like it.
so
This
funny.
is the new scarf bit.
It's the new scarf bit. Anthony, how are you? How are you feeling?
I don't feel good, but I'm done cleaning up for now.
Why
Okay.
don't you feel good?
Just because I spilled a bunch of water on
You're worried about your electronics?
on a mixer, and this notebook is
Oh, shit.
soggy, and
Oh no.
Sucks.
this rug is all wet. I'm stepping on it.
You have a hairdryer?
I think my girlfriend does, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to just when the episode's over, just to get without ruining the paper, to get it dry as quick as possible, and then the ink won't run.
I mean, it's fine. It's fucked. I was almost done with this one, but it's all just anyway. So let's get Subhah in here.
Okay.
Subhah's already in here. She could be listening to everything we're saying.
Oh.
There she
Subhah, were you on, but you just turned your camera
she was-
off?
For a minute, I was gone, and then I came back.
Mm.
So
So did you
Okay.
Did you hear us
Jarrett's
talking about
and
whether we're
Brett's
going to have
stories?
future guests on?
I did. I was like,
All
that's
right.
a lot of pressure. Okay.
Once Brett said it, I was like, you know, she's definitely on.
I definitely did not know
So
that.
don't
I don't
continue to
give a
talk.
This could go very poorly. I'll own
But-
that. I don't give a fuck.
Now you know that, because I didn't know that you were here, that I don't have any ill will feelings for you. Because I wasn't like, if it
Right.
goes really
That's
poorly with Subhah, which
And
it
it's
probably
gonna.
will.
And it's gonna.
I know Subhah.
I know one thing about Subhah ruins shit Agarwal.
We actually had Lawrence DeLocha on just last week, and it was super fun. We got to who was our first
Put
guest.
more pressure onto Rob.
He was polite. He was funny.
When Anthony spilled water on his electronics, he stayed and hung out with us.
Oh, man.
How are you feeling, Anthony? I'm sorry about this whole thing.
Oh, it's not your fault. I don't know what happened. I was like moving trying to get everything ready on time, and I don't know. I guess I must have.
Why did you think it was a good idea to pour a gallon of water over your equipment, Don?
Why did you just
What was the
decide
reasoning?
to do that?
What was the reasoning behind that? Yeah.
Was
It
it
took a while. Was it a gallon jug? Did you slowly out
No.
of a
I just
gallon
had
jug?
this big giant cup, and I usually, I don't know, because these things go on so long. I usually have a small cup, and I run out before we're done. And I was like, this time, I'm bringing the big cup inside.
I did notice
You-
always at the end, Anthony, your feedback is always very raspy. You sound so parched. You know what would be good for this last joke?
Oh God, he's dying.
Anthony, did you make the same mistake as I did and bought a novelty mug that looks like a bunch of electronic equipment? And so he's just like, wait a minute, this is actually my electronic equipment. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Was it at
It's
least
supposed to be practice.
comical, like drop? Did you like juggle it a little bit, like so it went everywhere?
No,
Like, you tried
I
to
had
catch it?
no. There was no chance to save it. It just. I didn't drop it out of my hand. I just it was sitting here for like 10 minutes before I was even setting up, and then I just knocked it over when I was moving equipment.
That's
I
terrible.
actually spilled water on my boyfriend's computer not too long ago, and it was something that's like super expensive because he works in tech and he hand built it, so it was like really bad.
Oh no!
And like
Built it.
I freaked out. We unplugged it, so we didn't know if it was damaged, but I felt so guilty that I like hand cleaned the apartment like head to toe, and then it was fine, and I was so angry. I cleaned the apartment for no fucking reason. Like, I was so mad. I wanted to break his computer. I was like, I should get something, you know?
Every time there's not cobwebs in the corner, you're just seething. You're just like, oh, this counter's so goddamn sparkly clean.
No, I get it. I get it. You're like, I don't have $80,000 to replace this computer, so I guess I'll just clean.
But I wonder how
I don't know
I'm
what
gonna
to
make
do.
this. I wonder how I'm gonna make this up to myself.
Yeah, are you gonna clean the whole apartment?
By the way, Suba, in the future, you could just tell us that you have a boyfriend.
Who works in
So
tech?
roundabout.
Yeah. Anyway, he works in tech. He makes like
Yeah.
over 100,000.
Boyfriend mentioned I should just bring him up all the time, you know? You don't know him. He goes to another school.
All right. Well, all these flirt with Suba jokes are now cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut these out.
You were gonna try out flirt with Suba jokes with Suba giving feedback and riffing on it.
Yeah, yeah. This is how I hook. This is my game.
While
Gotta
your
polish it.
fiancé is in the room hand
Feeding me plums, cut plums, and water. Did you see that bit, Suba, or no?
No.
Oh, that last week I texted my fiance to bring me a glass of ice water because our AC is broken, and the way she handed it to me was very like, you know, here's your water, master, and then we did a bit about it. And so this week I had her like hand me the cup with a straw so I could like take a sip, and then she took the cup away, and then she brought me a plate of cut fruit, and I was like, no, thank you, just put it away. So that's what that bit was a reference.
It was so unfortunate, though, because Anthony was very in his head about the water, and Brett really legitimately thought Jarret was asking serious questions. That the bit kind of got lost there.
Rob was dying.
I was loving it.
Wait, the whole thing was a bit. Even the fact that you wanted to ask us questions.
No, that stuff about Sarah was legitimate.
Oh, she just
Multitasking.
happened to come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah,
I was like, this
You
is-
never talked to her. This is this is one long talk.
There is no Sarah Tolmash. She doesn't exist.
I invented her career for this bit.
Joe List is married to a figment of my imagination.
That's great.
All right. Should we
Well,
get started?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've already started. There's I'm sure we'll use plenty of this. But we can welcome people more officially, and I'll kick us off by saying, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Is This Anything? We got Jarret, Brett, Anthony and myself. And today we have a very special guest, Subhah Agarwal. We've all worked with Subhah before. Hi, Subhah. How nice to have you.
Yay!
Jarret, could you do a little more convincing?
I was trying to build on the applause, but I had some in my hand, so I couldn't.
Subhah,
If I did that yay sound and other people were doing things, nobody would have said it sounded insincere. It just would have been part of the cacophony of welcome Subhah noises.
God, I feel like that plate of cut fruit.
no, we're good.
All right, Subhah, start off strong.
Yeah, very strong. So much better than Lawrence. Man. So you are, I imagine, on the West Coast. Is that right now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you for joining us at this early hour then. And we're glad to have you. We've already talked to you about what this show is about. If you're unfamiliar, or just for the people who are kind of tuning in now, that we during quarantine we've all been, haven't been able to go up on stage, and so we've been meeting up in these Zoom calls and pitching some of these joke ideas to each other. And then we kind of yay or nay them. We punch them up. We riff on them, and that's been the whole structure of the show.
Oh.
And you're our second guest.
I just realized what the show's about.
I didn't know either.
That was the most complete intro that we've had.
That's true. You can just dive right into it.
Wait, this isn't a true crime podcast?
Who spilled the water? It was an inside job.
So mad.
That's actually supposed to be a mid-season twist where my fiance gets murdered, and then we all have to figure out who did it.
Jarrett's not too upset because he keeps on hitting on Subhah.
Feels like a motive to me.
All right, so Subhah, the way this works is Jarret, he is going to pick an order for us today, and then we will just go in that order. And you're just here to have fun and riff. I don't believe that you are doing any joke pitching today. Is that correct?
Yeah, I thought of one, but I don't know. I'm like super. It's weird because I've worked in writers' room, so I understand the concept of you build on a joke, and then when it's not me doing it, I'm fine. But for some reason, when I take it on stage, I'm like, nobody touch it. Like I don't know what the fuck.
Yes.
I just turned to this fucking witch. I'm like, leave me alone. It's just like,
and you know what? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was gonna say, but I do have an idea I'm excited about, so maybe I'll see how I feel.
I just want to say that there's absolutely no pressure, and I messaged you this, that I know that comics feel weird about it. Each one of these guys did too, and we're all like, but should we? I don't know. And everybody's going to have that sort of thing, and I hope that what we can do is sort of feel more comfortable as time goes on and break down those sort of icky barriers that we have about sharing that material.
This feels like the start of a pyramid scheme.
Funny you should say that. We have a timeshare available.
Listen, we were all uncomfortable too, but then I found two people who were less comfortable, and I convinced them that it was fine.
Have you even tried Herbalife?
I actually pitched a pyramid scheme joke just last episode. I don't know.
It's great.
My joke was, I wonder if Pharaoh ever promised the slaves that if they got two other slaves to help them build, that they'd get tombs too. That was my pitch.
Oh, I like that.
So it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, but we did have those barriers at first, but now we don't have it. We're just like we just hold. I'm like, is this rubber band? Can you guys make a joke out of that? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, there are no barriers to entry for ideas. So, Jarret, please kick us off. What's our order for today?
All right, so I was going to turn on the jar machine real quick.
Yes, please.
Boop boop boop
Bleep,
boop.
blop. My jar machine is stoked. It
I'm
doesn't-
sorry, Brett messaged me specifically to ask that he could do the jar machine noise, and that's what you wanted to do? That was it. That was why you took the effort to reach out to me. It's like, I got to do it this week, I got to do it for Subhah.
We were waiting for Anthony. Anthony was MIA, and I was just sitting here looking at our chat, and I was like, what can I think about? And be kind of fun.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh man, I'm really glad I raised my expectations for that. Works. Okay, our randomized order for this week is Rob, Brett, Jarret, Anthony, and if Suba wants to do her new joke, she can do it at any point in that order.
All right.
All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna press record.
Rob,
Whoa!
Brett, Jarret, Anthony.
Yeah. It's a big milestone for me. I always forget. I'm gonna record on this computer. All right. And I'm gonna start to time myself. Here we go. Thank you guys. Glad I got to go first, right out the gate. All right. This should be fun. I had a few ideas this week. One of them is going to be part of my one-man show, which you guys have heard various bits from. So I wanted your thoughts on it. When I was a kid, I couldn't. This one's a little bit more fleshed out than maybe the other ideas will be. When I was a kid, I couldn't imagine why someone would want to take their own life. Okay, it seemed absolutely crazy to me. Now, if I meet someone who hasn't at least thought of it, I kind of react to them the way I'd react to someone who's never seen a Star Wars movie. I'm always like, really? Just never? You've never? Where did you grow up? Like, you've heard of it, though, right? You know the basic idea. You are familiar with the dark side? Like, you do know that? Because to me, suicidal thoughts are kind of like the Star Wars movies. For a lot of people, they first came around when they were teenagers, and then they went away for a while, and then they came back, and they were worse. They were so much worse. And you can write about, you can talk to your friends about how much you hate them, but they just keep coming back in episodes, and you're like, please stop. I thought we were done with this. And I trail off there. That's all I got.
With Star Wars movie, it doesn't get better.
That's really funny. I like that.
I think that's awesome. It's so tight. The one thing that I would say is whenever you have an analogy that works that well, I always like to push it. The last thing that you say, I think, shouldn't fit as well. And it's kind of funny that you're trying to force it in. So it might be funny to end with something like, you know how you're saying like you never heard of the dark side, nothing like that. You never even watched the prequels. And then you would be like, that's cutting yourself.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean as far as the structure is concerned, where you like it when it starts to fray a little bit. You think that once you've set up a structure of like, oh, that fits great, you want to break that structure now and then make a joke that just kind of sucks. Yeah. I'm totally with you there. That's a good little turn it around again.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's a great bit, man. I love that.
I liked it. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it is tight, so there's no point in adding like a bunch of tags that take away from it. Like the only tag I was thinking of was just that, and now they're something about how they're trying to include more women in suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean? Like,
trying to diversify.
Yeah, just making sure everybody has access.
More inclusive. That's funny. More women. All right. Yeah, I don't mind if the ideas are tangential or whatever. Yeah, I know I've thought about this one more. I've even performed this one on stage a handful of times, so it's a little bit more. A little bit more there.
I wonder if there is something in the inheritance of depression and some kind of parallel to Anakin Skywalker or becoming your father or something along those lines.
That's interesting.
I feel like there might be a connection there.
Oh, how about instead the generational aspect of the movies where, it's like your father may have shown you your first Star Wars movie kind of thing. You're like, oh, I remember my dad used to talk about killing himself.
Well, wait, I don't remember. Did you reference the dark side?
I did say that.
Earlier on,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Would you say... Oh, I'm so sorry. What were you going to say, Rob?
I was going to make fun of Anthony, so we don't have to do that.
I'm very distracted still. I got my fucking mixer on some clothespins out
Hey,
to
Anthony.
dry, waiting to see if it works later.
What do you think of that?
Fuck you.
Brett, I'll go the opposite direction. Just
Sorry.
look at my dry electronic. Look at that. Not wet at all. Could you say, Rob, that part of the joke would be that you know somebody who's the opposite, who's like a super fan. Like they have all the action figures, you know, in the original wrapping. You know, they got somebody who, you know, memorized the Ewok language or anything. You know, someone who's like a super fan of killing themselves.
Is there-
Right.
Or maybe that
There's-
those don't exist because they tend to.
They tend to not live.
Is there a maybe some kind of emo band or something like that? Is there a celebrity that's known for like, you know, being real?
Depressed all the time.
Depressed.
Joaquin Phoenix, maybe.
Joaquin? Really?
Well, he's just weird, so.
Yeah.
That's not the
Well,
same
then-
thing.
I feel like the most recent band that's emo is 21 Pilots, but it's like, as like
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
works for me.
yeah.
That works
Right.
for me. You could say Hot Topic. That works also.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's just so much room with Star Wars that there's more to flesh it. There's
Yeah.
at
This
least
bit could be
a
its
couple
entire
more
its
connections.
own
yeah.
show entirely.
That kind of is its own problem, right? And I think Suba
Mm-hmm.
almost touched on that, where she's like, I mean, I guess I could just keep on tagging the hell out of it if you want, but it's like, what do you want to get out of this? When do you want it to kind of truncate? When do you want it to really just call it a day?
But it's hard to do that without a stage because it's like you should just keep tagging it until the audience hates you and then bring it down. You know what I mean? Like,
Or continue tagging it after that, and then it suddenly becomes funny again like 10 minutes later.
That was what I used to call the Tom Green effect. He would do things, so you're like, what are you doing? And then you're like, okay, it's funny again. Yeah, that's all super valid. And yeah, ultimately for me, it's just going to be about, does this serve the larger story that I'm ultimately telling? When is too much? And the audience's appetite for suicide jokes, which is usually pretty slim. So I guess I guess I can figure that out. But a couple lines in there were really good. I like that, and some of the structural stuff there too was pretty cool. What was your first line, Brett? I forget what you said because right off the gate.
With the Star Wars movies, it does not get better.
It does not get better. That was very funny. Cool. I'm just going to move on because I got some other ideas, but thank you for at least giving me some confidence back in that bit because I haven't told that in a long time. And all right, let's go to this next thing. This next things are more cockamamie. Oh, all right. This one's kind of fun. I thought of this earlier when. Let me know. Is this anything? There are phrases that have become sort of tired and overused and hackneyed, but when they were first used, with the very first person who thought of them, it must have blown people's minds when it was first used. I don't know if that's the intro, by the way, but that's where my head's going. So, like, for example, the very first person to have said, "I'll see you in hell," that must have, whoever he said that to, they must have been like, did that guy just say that I'm going to hell and he's going to follow me there? I mean, what the fuck? What did I do? For the first guy to be like, I'm going to kick the crap out of you. You're like, holy shit, did that guy just say he was going to kick me until poop came out of me? I'm not fighting this guy, right? We're not doing this. I'm not fighting you. That was the idea I had.
I think that's great. I love that. I think
that
you
a lot.
can cut out the first part completely and just be
Yes.
like, I like to think about the first guy who said,
Okay.
hackneyed things, and
Cool.
what that impression was or that reaction was. Yeah, and you could go on with that forever. That actually, I've had that real thought about dad jokes. Like a dad joke that actually, there's a lot of dad jokes that make me laugh all the time. Like walking into something accidentally and going, "Who put that there?" That still makes me laugh. But like the first dad to do that, mwah! So funny.
That's funny.
So what this joke made me think of is, like somebody trying to do that but failing.
Ooh, okay.
Like, because the first time you say something that works like that, it's great. Everybody's like, "Oh, how the fuck did he come up with that?" But I remember it made me think of a specific thing when I was like 19 or something. Me and my friends, we would we'd like just drink in the park and then go hang out at like the strip mall. So I remember we we were in this Toys R Us, and they made us leave for some reason. I don't know. We were riding the skateboards or something.
Yeah.
And I remember on the way out, I was like, I hope one day you choke on your own stupidity. And I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but I started it confidently.
Yeah.
And I knew something good was going to come out, and that was what it was. And it was kind of a thing. It was like a running joke for a long time after that. And
Well,
so,
I think the confidence is the key. I think if you had said that with confidence, it would have become a thing.
oh yeah,
I think you can say anything with confidence and if you get into an argument with somebody, you go, "Oh yeah, well you're a can of tuna." It doesn't matter what I just said. I can say anything. It hurts.
That's
yeah.
funny.
But I just like that idea of
Oh, I love that.
fires of that.
Yeah, like he had to workshop it.
Like maybe
his
his
first try.
His first draft was, "I'm going to kick your poop out." People thought it meant like, "I'll see you later," All right, I'll kick your poop out too. And it's like, no, it was a threat. I hate you. Mad at you.
Fight you.
I'm gonna fight you, and then you're gonna use the toilet, and you're like, "That's not it."
I love the "See You in Hell" example because that one's also like, it's so dark that person is like, "I'm gonna follow you there," or that he doesn't mind that they're both going to hell.
Yeah.
He's like, oh God, yeah. There's something so. I think the way you justified it is, I think the way that you described it as the person receiving the threat was really good. But I think you can go even deeper. That's I don't have it yet, but I think there's meat on the bone still.
Yeah, this guy is admitting that he's going to hell too. That's like, how crazy is that person?
I
It's just
like,
like, sorry, Super, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say I like really taking the phrase and then like re-explaining it in like painful detail, where it's like even when it's like, "I'll see you in hell," where it's like, my wife and my children are gonna be in heaven. I am going to choose to burn in hell. Like, I'm gonna let the devil anally fuck me so I can watch you. So I can watch you burn.
I was a perfectly good Christian until right now, and I'm eating pork. Watch this, just so I can see you in hell.
Just to see you. Not even gonna say
You're not even gonna beat me up when you get there.
Just gonna bear witness to it.
I'm not gonna be able to say hello. I'll have the devil's dick in my mouth, but I just want to see you.
They don't even clarify that you'll see them.
I think that another place you could go is the expression "go to hell" already exists, and so they're baffled that he didn't just say that.
Right.
Where they're like, "He's gonna be there too? Why didn't he tell me just to go to hell if he's so mad?"
Which one do you think came first? Was "See You in Hell" a play on "Go to Hell"?
Oh, it's gotta be.
Like he took it up a level?
Natural progression. Yeah.
That's a heightening. Yeah, that's definitely heightening.
And before
speaking-
that, it was go to Kansas.
I'm glad that you guys picked up on that thread because I had a choice of obviously I think the interpretation of "I'll see you in hell" is that I already know I'm going to hell. You'll be there too, right? But I wanted to flip it and make it a little bit more weird for the receiver to think like, you're coming to hell just because I'm going there and you're following me there. So the fact that tickled you as much as it did Jarret, that's great. It means that I kind of chose the hopefully more interesting route. And then Anthony, what you said, I really like, and I'll try to explore that as best I can. It reminds me actually of Dane Cook's like 1993 or 4 Comedy Central half hour, where he was referring to the middle finger, and he wasn't sure if that was the first iteration or if people tried other things. And he was like, "Did people try?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just so." Like who was the first person to do that? And did he try other things? He's like, "Wait, how about you suck my back? Okay, suck back."
Oh, I think I remember that bit.
Yeah.
That was so specific. Like you gave the year, the network, platform that Dane Cook bit was on. Like holy shit, dude! Like
It reminds me of a bit that he used to workshop at Hilarities in Kansas City.
Not Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas.
And he would do it about 10 minutes into his set.
Do you guys remember Dane Cook's 9-minute closer?
The weird
So-
thing about that bit, though, is that there's the English were doing another version of the finger before Americans were doing it.
Oh, were they doing this?
They had their
or-
pinky up.
They do this.
They do this?
Oh, Brett, that's adorable, Brett.
Adorable. That's so much more vulgar. It looks like you're fucking somebody.
Yeah.
It looks like the Shocker.
Yeah. It's so much grosser.
They would bow and give you the finger.
This is the Shocker. Sir, madam.
That's great. I appreciate this, guys. Those are the two things I was thinking about working on. Plus, I'm over my time, so you know.
All right, great job,
All right,
Rob.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Hey.
Good.
Oh,
right.
and I'm up next.
Next up is Brett. Don't forget to start recording.
On it.
And Rob, if you want to stop recording, you can.
Oh, thank you, man. Whew.
Oh, we're adding a
never
new element to the people.
I really appreciate. I would have recorded the whole thing. And
I just-
Oh, by the way, Suba,
figured
if
you'd
you
read the rest.
if you do decide to go, you can hit record in the bottom thing. It's a little bit easier than keeping notes for tags.
Okay.
And then you can just review it afterwards.
Oh yeah, let me make you a co-host so you can do it if you want.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I did promise you guys an interactive one.
oh,
Oh
God.
yeah.
This was
So
great.
we'll start off with this one. This is a less fun than the last one, but you guys will get to guess this one. Who was one-eyed Bill Clinton very attracted to when he was president?
Okay. Who was one-eyed Bill Clinton attracted to? So this is Bill Clinton with one eye, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he lacks depth
Oh
perception.
God.
Oh, Anthony's already got it.
Anthony got it.
You got it? You got it?
Oh, I got it too. I think I got it too.
Anthony,
Oh.
Monica.
Ah,
Monica Lewinsky. That's right.
you son of a bitch.
Ugh, yikes.
Anthony wins. All right. So could I do that in my stand-up? All right. Whenever people talk about snipers, they always talk about how many confirmed kills that they have, and I think that it's interesting that the confirmation is a necessary distinction that they have to make. Like for a while, there was a veteran going like, "Yeah, I got like 400 kills." People were like, "Really?" He's like, "I don't know, probably." I was shooting a lot. I shoot in my high school, so I don't know what, but probably.
Maybe they were people, maybe they were cans. I mean, who could say? I'm not sure.
Wait, Brett, I think a great addition to that joke would be the people that almost die and the assassin has to like go visit them in the hospital. And it's like that's his dad, that's his fiance right there. Who's that guy? He's just like he's like a man with a knife in his teeth, just let me know if he dies.
I'm at 199.
Yeah.
One pending.
One pending.
Yeah, I like the idea also of like 99 confirmed kills and then 5 unconfirmed. Like, just,
5 rumored.
yeah.
Yeah. I would love to dive into the unconfirmed kills, who they are.
My
and what
girlfriend's
happened.
old roommate said that guy died. So.
But you didn't hear it from me.
I woke up covered in blood. I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody's dead.
I also, I don't have a joke for this yet, but I would love, if you're already in this area, to discuss other professions or other things that might use that same system. Like, what else do we need to confirm
Ooh,
those
I like
for? What difference does it make? You know? Oh yeah, like I'm a what's it called? I'm an architect. Like, yeah, built buildings, like confirmed buildings. I mean, sure, man. I don't know. what do you want?
What would your reaction be if you met an architect and he was like, I've built over 5 confirmed buildings.
And 2 confirmed bridges. It's like, what are the what are the unconfirmed
I
bridges?
had no idea that being an architect, that building giant structures was so loosey-goosey. You know, like,
It's
I thought
all right, here's the
another
plans. Whatever.
What was
Sorry,
it,
were you
Suba?
saying, Suba?
I thought I had another confirmed building. Turns out it was just a stack of pancakes. My
The Architects Association will not approve it as a building.
For assassins, confirmed kills is a good thing, right? For a doctor, it would not be.
I love that concept, confirmed kills. Yeah, that's so ingrained in people's heads. We've heard it so many times, rarely questioned it, so that's great.
I just think it's fucked up that it's somebody's job to confirm it, because it's not the sniper. There's some dude going in with a fucking stick. Like,
Yeah.
you dead? Like, that's
so funny. That's why, like, the sniper gets the partner, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like it's
That
not
actually
only
is that is actually what a confirmed kill is. It means that somebody else was witness to it.
Ah, okay. But they can't do it from 500 yards away. I mean, I want to do what they say Subhah does. Just walk over there and just be like, yeah, he looks pretty dead to me. How do they, what's the confirmation process exactly?
Do they come over
that's so
like
funny.
nonchalantly? They're like whistling, looking. Oh, yeah, he's dead.
I imagine a guy in like full camo and like face makeup and everything, but he has a stethoscope, and he just like jumps out of the bushes and's like,
Ooh, or your buddy, okay, you're on your 199th kill, you're looking for your 200th, but as you shoot, he like sneezes, and you're like, did you catch that? And you're like, I actually didn't see. You're like, what do you mean you didn't see?
well, his head is blown
I
off.
know, yes,
Could've been
I
anything.
get
Look at
that,
it.
but I don't know if you did that. That could have been anything or anyone.
The direction
I'm
of the
sorry,
blood
I was-
splatter is perfect for where I am right now.
I had a cold. I was looking away. I can't confirm.
They're
that one.
like assassin notaries.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, that could be
shit,
the
I
reason.
gotta
Like, those are your confirmed kills? Yeah, the notary hasn't approved 5 of them. I was also thinking it'd be funny if he was like, one of the kills is like, I shot him in the head, but he also tested positive for COVID, so we don't really know. Can't count it.
Who's to say what did it?
All
And he
right,
wasn't
great.
wearing a mask, so.
Great feedback. I love that. Okay, which one? Other one do I want to do here? Okay, so this is slightly topical now, but Black Israelites are Black people who believe that they are the true Jews, and I gotta say, if you are already Black and you want to add Jew on top of that, you really want to get persecuted. I don't think that's a good. I mean, listen, it's not a great title recently and throughout history. But if you want it, Black Israelites, you can be Jews. Jews is all yours, and we will just be clever, funny candle people. You're Jews now. We're funny, clever candle people. Enjoy.
Concept.
There's a bit that I used to do about how much harder it is to be a woman than it is to be a man, and how it's like you live your life as a man, and then to be a woman is to sort of like do it again on expert mode, like in a video game, And so if you want, I don't do the joke anymore. So if you want to like co-opt that analogy for this joke, like maybe it fits. It's just like, man, you guys really want to play life on insanity mode,
Oh, I see.
for like how much harder it's going to be to
Right.
be Jewish in addition to that.
Yeah, I like that. I may think of a similar analogy, but I like that structure for it.
I used to do a joke too where I called Jews funny candle people, and it's
What?
funny. Yeah, it's great.
Really?
So-
When I wrote that last night, I was like, "This is pretty." It's actually
But it's
maybe it
yours.
was on the '93 Dane Cook set.
Oh, do you mean Altamont or Red Rock?
Early show or late show?
It's just adding more and more shit to your struggle. Like, how many things are you going to put on your sign where it's like kosher, Black Lives Matter? Like, how many more labels?
These are the guys that tie weights to their hips while they're doing their pull-ups. It's like, pull-ups aren't hard enough, man.
There was this is tangentially related, so I apologize for that. But I remember years ago, I was driving down on the Long Expressway, and there was like a construction sign, and the construction sign says, "Please slow down. My mommy works here," and it was clearly a roadside construction site. You know, there were all men working there. And I understood that at the time they were just going to be like, well, yeah, women can be construction workers too. But I was like, isn't the main goal of this sign to make sure that people slow down? Why are you adding on, you know, something else just to confuse me and be like, yeah, I guess you're right. My mommy can work here. Women can be construction workers. I'm not going to say all the while. Like, just slow down. So we were just piling on when we were younger. We were just like, please slow down. My gay mommy works here. It's like, why are you including this? So all the reason to say that I love that concept. I think it's super funny. I didn't resonate with the funny candle people as much, like that sort of riff towards the end there.
Okay.
I don't know if that was just me. I don't know if you guys felt similarly, but
I was
the
a little
concept
confused by it. Is it because of the
Like-
menorah?
There's the menorah and then Shabbat candles. There's a lot of candle lighting in
Oh.
Judaism. I wasn't sure if that's. I don't know if that's something that's common knowledge. I just was like, what would be another
Well,
name?
Christians have candles too, so I don't know.
Yeah, I absolutely. I mean, we have the Festival of Lights. I just feel like we are, you know, I feel like we have the most candles. I'm not saying
Anthony,
other religions don't have
Are you
candles.
trying to out candle fucking Brett here? Is that what you're
No,
trying to do?
I'm
He's
an
trying to
You have
out-candle
another-
all Jews.
atheists have 0 candles. That's why
I'm open to any other. That was just what I could think of. Any other name that would replace. If you're Jews now, what am I?
Little Hat Boys.
I was just saying. I was
Little
confused
Hat
by- I
Boys?
just wanted to make
Little
sure.
Hat
Little-
Boys.
Little
Yeah,
Hat
Little Hat
Boys.
Boys.
Oh, little hat. Okay. What about the Fez? I don't know. I was just telling you that I was slightly confused by candle people. That's it.
Okay, Jarret, as a Jew, did that resonate with you?
Yeah, and I mean, I think that the menorah is such a universally accepted shorthand for a Jewish person that I think it works. I agree with Rob that I think you could do a second draft on what a funny thing for Jews to be called. I was tickled by it, but I think there might be something, a stronger choice.
To be perfectly honest, I felt a little weirder about the idea of you being fine with stripping yourself of the name. I don't know why. It just kind of was like, it felt weirder to me that you're just like, if you want the name, fine, take it. I know it's all in the name of comedy, but the first idea was like, that's great.
Meter?
I love that. But the second part, I was like, oh yeah, he's like, oh, if you want the name Jew, take it, kind of thing. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I guess because Jew just has so much connotation of like people were always go after the Jews throughout history. So I'm like,
Right.
you want to be Jews? Like, we'll still be Jewish people, but like you can take all you're going after them now.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. And what are they called? They're
That's
called
what I
Jews?
was trying to. What's that?
When they're called the true Jews, is that what you said?
Black Israelites believe that they are that they are the actual Jewish people, and white Jewish people stole Judaism from them, like stole their culture.
Gotcha.
From what I'm reading from Nick Cannon's tweet,
Apology.
subtweets.
God.
Yes. Follow his lead for good jokes. To do.
White people steal Judaism because it wasn't good for a long time. Like, are we talking the 90s? Like, when did they steal it? Like, who is stealing that?
Maybe a funny thing you could add on there is that Judaism was the first rock and roll.
Well, that's pretty funny. Yeah, Jesus had long hair.
They saw, but all these black Jews had all these women fawning over them, and white people were like, okay, all right, at this.
But also, you think white people, if they did steal Judaism, like right around World War II, they would have been like, just kidding. Like, you think?
yeah, we would have been like, oh, let's go back to whatever we were. You can have it, black people. Okay. Do you have time for one more?
Of course, yeah.
I've
I
not
said
been
that pretty
timing
confidently, but I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, that's three
All right.
votes.
Okay, so J.K. Rowling has retroactively changed a lot of the Harry Potter universe over Twitter in ways that don't really fit or make sense, and it makes you wonder it if Tupac was still alive, would he be, you know, doing the same kind of stuff over Twitter? Would he be tweeting like, you know what, actually, bitches are great, or like, even though you're fed up, you got to keep your head up. We should all drink kombucha. That's it. That's the whole. Is that anything?
That's the whole thing. That's it. Suba, why don't you go first? I'm going to think this one over for a second.
I can tell you're chomping at the bit, Suba. So everybody else, shut up, so Suba can fix this joke perfectly.
If no one has anything, I will dive in and say that I love the concept more than I connect with the example. Is all. So the idea that other artists are going to go a bit and retcon their art, you could pick any number of examples. Tupac could be one of them, but to jump straight from author of not science fiction, fantasy, and then early 90s hip hop artist is just a bridge too far for me.
Maybe this is too dark, and maybe this is just because we were talking about Israelites, but my head just like immediately went to the Diary of Anne Frank and Anne Frank surviving, and then being like, actually, Anne Frank was a black woman. Like, she changes her own diary.
That's funny. That's funny just from the last joke alone. You're like, Anne Frank was actually black. I don't know if you knew that.
The attic was actually a lot of fun. I loved it up there.
The attic was an underground club.
Oh man!
And she actually killed all the Nazis at the end. She's the one who ended the war.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good, and that might be a good bridge to go from author to author, and then I can go into more, farther off examples.
I think you
I
can do
like
any
that a
examples
lot.
you want. I enjoy the Tupac reference. It's just, I think it's a matter of tweaking it for audiences. Will they resonate with Tupac more, Biggie more, someone else? That
Let me ask you this: what is it, when you think of Tupac? What's the first thing that comes to mind in terms of lyrics? We all know
it wasn't bitches.
Bitches ain't shit.
I wasn't. Yeah.
But we all know that expression. Like, we're familiar with what I was playing on.
Mm-hmm.
Which expression?
Bitches ain't shit was the play on.
Wasn't
actually,
that a Dr. Dre song?
I believe that was
boy.
Tupac.
Oh boy.
I know zero of Tupac's oeuvre. I got into hip hop
I
afterwards.
gotta find this out so we know whether
I
this
know
is getting edited out.
Keeper had
Oh, God.
resonated more with me as a Tupac lyric. Like,
Okay.
I know that one, you know?
Suba's the furthest away from a white person we have here, so maybe we should listen to her.
But that
on
could
this.
also just be because I'm obsessed with Left Eye Lopez.
By Dr. Dre. So
Dr. Dre.
we're
See?
gonna just cut out that whole bit.
And you thought I was crazy.
Brett, I wanted you to go.
No, I'm glad you said that.
It actually wasn't Tupac. I was reading my alt-right blog. So.
Historically, Tupac was pro bitches, actually. Yeah.
And Jewish.
Yes. So
All right.
Well, you could.
Well, that's too bad because I really liked that line.
I don't know what,
But why does that?
is it, who, this is like a horrible lyric
Because
that's
Tupac
stuck
is
in
dead,
my
so you
head.
can't retroactively do things. But
I don't know if it's like ICP or who sings it, but where it's like stuck on my knob, like corn on the cob, like that's forever burned in my brain as a song lyric. If he was like, by knob, I meant the knob of opportunity. Like, just changing that.
yeah, go very progressive with all the changes. I like that.
I don't know who sang that song, but it's forever in my head.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch breaking the glass ceiling is not one.
So I got two other points to make on this then, Brett. One is, what was the purpose of J.K. Rowling changing the books? She changed them to make them more what?
So some of them were more progressive, like she made Dumbledore gay, and put a relationship between. But some of them I think were also regressive, like she's not pro-trans.
Right.
Well, but that
Did
was
she make any edits? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna
But-
say,
But she
Subhah?
also made some stuff that was topical. Like she said that the father, the shitty father, or the foster father, was pro-Brexit. Like stuff that just like what? What are
Wait,
you doing?
did she really say that?
Yeah, she said what Dudley, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Was he was pro-Brexit.
That is so
There
weird.
was no Brexit happening in Harry
Why
Potter.
would you include that? Oh, she's gonna go crazy like George Lucas did, isn't she? She's just gonna keep.
Yeah.
going.
She's
Do you
already
want to
gone.
pick an extremely
Oh, no.
obscure character and be like, did you know that they were against HR 51 raising property taxes in Section 25 of the London Underground?
Turns out Quidditch is actually played on Roombas.
She keeps making it more specific to her. Did you know Hermione was against canceling people on Twitter? Like,
And I don't. Is the lore of her writing Harry Potter down on a napkin because she was so broke? Are you all familiar with that?
I did
so
see that, yeah.
That's what her like. She was homeless and she the first draft was written on a napkin. But I like the idea that maybe like people are like, you're pushing an agenda, and she's like, nope. Look, see, I wrote that he's pro this thing on a napkin. It's on a napkin. I've got receipts.
I asked for ice cubes in a cup so I could refresh my water. That was Kirsten's decision. I did not ask.
I love
You guys are just
Kristen. That's great.
mocking me now. I'm so fucking thirsty, but I'm not gonna bring anything over here.
Anthony, you or anyone else can go ahead and get a drink of water. You don't have to pull like a Marco Rubio thing here. You can just get whatever you want.
What is Marco Rubio? The thing.
Oh, wow.
He was delivering the, I believe it was the State of the Union response, like the Republican response, while Barack Obama gave his State of the Union. And then he got thirsty in the middle of it, and he didn't want to go off camera. And there was a water bottle really far away off camera, and he's talking, and he's just like trying to stay on camera while he reaches for a drink. He drinks it, but he keeps going.
It's one of those things that if he had just stopped and like reached over, it would not have been a thing at all. But he was very specifically like, and then when he got it, he was like,
somebody walks across the like in front of the stage during a show, and then they like duck like this. Like, if you just walked by, nobody would have even noticed.
Right.
I still see you.
I like that. I like when they cower. I'm like, good.
get on the floor, worm.
Brett, I had one more thought. Sorry, before we move on your
That's
joke.
fine. This is all getting edited out. So
Great, perfect. And it had to do with the only other reason that I think that I pulled back a little bit on the Tupac joke exactly was because for me the punchline turned into a punchline about rap lyrics, which is pretty common and well-treaded territory, versus the punchline about retconning your art. And I don't want a cool concept like retconning your art to get mixed in with the pretty well-trodden territory of aren't rap lyrics funny and weird and outdated and misogynistic, etc. So that was, I think, part of my like, yeah, I think that's the punchline, but maybe there's an example that's better.
I see that. I just even though that is trodden territory, I felt like even though I was wrong about who wrote the lyrics and so the justification doesn't work, I did feel like going back retroactively and changing something to make it more progressive was a really good justification to get a rap lyric to be the complete opposite.
What if the hungry caterpillar was a Syrian refugee?
I like that. And then he asked for, if you keep it within the realm of literature, children's literature, etc.
Sure.
Then there
The
could
Giving
be
Tree was recycled. I mean, that's actually what happened. That is what happened in the Giving Tree.
Progressive, right?
Okay, great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
It would be my turn. Suba, did you want to do your joke idea, or do you want to keep riffing?
Sure. This is kind of rough, but it was an idea I had, and I am sad that stand-up isn't here, so this is a good outlet for it. But I think it's annoying that people complain about like pronouns, like they're complicating things. Like, oh, you have to ask people their pronouns, and thank fucking God, because I'm from the Midwest, and once women in the Midwest hit like 50, it's hard to tell. You know what I mean? Like, they all start wearing baggy jeans, white New Balance, and the same matching wolf T-shirts with their husbands. And their hair just gets shorter and shorter. And then I have to guess if they're a woman or a dude, like I'm double dutching my way in. I'm like, excuse me, sir. And then they get so mad. I am a ma'am. I'm like, bitch, we both know what you look like, okay? Like, if you want to be identified that badly, put a fucking bow on your head like Miss Pac-Man, or help me out, you know? Like, because we both know the gender you're presenting right now is corn dog. So take down the hostility.
That's great.
That's
I
really
just
funny.
would love it. And it's like all that's avoided because now you can just be like, hi, I'm Subhah. My pronouns are she, her. And then they fucking tell you. Like, I don't have to guess, you know?
That's
I
great.
love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. The thought I had was that I feel like guys in that part of the country also grow their hair long as they get
Yeah.
older.
Oh, yeah.
And so that could even complicate things more, you know? Like the women cut their hair short, the men grow their hair long.
The men grow breasts.
Nobody's shampooing.
Yeah. The men grow breasts. They grow their hair long. The girls cut their hair short. I don't know what the fuck's. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
I would say if, maybe as a button at the end, the person that you ask who looks like a different gender, who you talk to, and then you tell them their pronouns, they're not going to be pro pronouns. Like nobody who looks
Yeah.
like that is going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, my pronouns are. They're going to be like, I don't care what you identify as. I'm gonna call you a lady.
Oh, that'd be funny, because then, Subhah, when you get it wrong, you could just be like, I don't care what your pronouns are. I don't
I
care
love
what
that.
you want to call
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, that's really funny. What a great
Thank
comeback.
you. No, I like that a lot.
The other idea I had was as you're going through like the litany of like reasons why you can't tell, you know, like what they look like, and you're like, and their hair is short, and they're wearing baggy, and you can't see anything under all the guns. You know?
Ooh, here's something. Okay, so you're going back and forth. You're not sure. You're like, is he a he? Is he a she? In the Midwest, they're big enough to be a they, them. So,
Oh, that's good.
I had a real fucked up joke when I was watching, I forget what award show it was, but I've never watched This Is Us, but an actress came out to present it, a very big actress. And I was watching with another comic, and I went, that is them.
well,
Edit that out, Anthony.
Anthony, can you edit out me laughing at that and insert this?
I was fine with the black Jew jokes, but this fat shaming will not stand.
The comic I was with loved it.
That's hilarious. I sent you my Uber XL pick, so I'm not against not against lunch. I ordered an Uber XL, and the guy I got exactly that. I mean, fun. That's a great premise, Subhah. I love that, and the fact that you are from the Midwest, so it's like not that you need too much justification to go into bits, but it's great that you have it. You're like, yeah, this is why you're bringing it up.
You know how sometimes they say people's dog owners start to look like their dogs, or dogs start to look like their owners. They start to look like each other. Same thing with husbands and wives in the Midwest.
They really do, dude. They
Yeah.
really fucking do. Same jeans and same sneakers. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Carhartt jeans? Is that what it is?
I don't know what are getting them. I'm like, are these grocery store jeans? Like, what the fuck are you wearing?
You guys used to be Greg and Andrea. Well, now we're both Pat. So.
I really love the idea of, the people in the Midwest and in the South, I'll include, that they think that the coasts are going crazy because boys are dressing like girls and girls dressing like boys. But if you just say that we're all doing that, and if that's like a way to kind of get into that, or like once you put on a pair of overalls, you are now gender fluid. That is the decision that you have made. So yeah, something along those lines. And I love that you can kind of tackle a trans pronoun joke from an angle that has nothing to do with the pronouns at all. There's nothing that you're saying negative about it. You're just being like, you're coming from this different angle. So I think that's really
Are
cool.
you saying it's good I'm not transphobic?
It's good that you're not. Yes. Hey,
You know
good,
what
good
I
on
like about
you.
this joke? You're not a bigot.
Let me go through some other things I like about your joke. You don't say the N-word.
Well, I think it's funny pointing out other groups of people that would be upset if you get the pronoun wrong, but also we can assume that they're also the people that don't care about other people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I like that because it turns it on them. I haven't heard that in a bit.
I think it's interesting that most of the gender-neutral bathroom debates have been like the people who are against that stuff and are really adamant about it are in the Midwest. And it's like, how can you even tell? Why are you upset about this? You know, how would you even know the difference if a lady was using the man's bathroom, or
Right.
vice versa?
Hell yeah.
I saw someone with a leather vest going into the woman's bathroom, and that's my aunt. All right.
The gender you're presenting as corn dog is great too, by the way.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
great.
That
That's
line
really
itself
good.
got me.
Yeah, how would you address somebody? What would the pronoun be for gender of that's a corn dog? Like,
Pronouns are fuck no.
Fried? That's the only thing I thought of.
Right.
A pronoun is
Colonel?
fried.
Colonel Cobb.
Breaded. I don't know.
Brennan.
But I think we're just
Brennan
naming
as a word.
adjectives, not pronouns.
What was the turn of your joke again? Because you started saying that I don't understand why people are.
They
you
say that
appreciate.
it complicates things, but it
Yeah.
simplifies it. Because now I can just ask, without people, or say mine without people getting offended,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as opposed to having to guess. I hated having to guess.
Right.
Could you imagine if we had separate pronouns for a woman who was pregnant? Like, how much of a nightmare would that be?
But also,
That's
it's
excellent.
funny that they don't say theirs, and they would be offended if you got it wrong.
Yeah.
But people saying theirs, they're like, "Why are you offended that I'm just saying whichever one I feel like?" So that,
Yeah.
I like that kind of.
Yeah, I like the idea. So let's say that have you ever, I don't know how to pose this, but let's say, have you ever gotten someone's pronoun wrong? Have you who?
Oh, yeah.
And so, what am I trying to say? Have you ever gotten someone's pronoun wrong, and then do you see how they react? I want to be like, so you do care. so it is an issue to you when somebody misgenders you, kind of thing. There might be something to that.
Yeah.
Because as someone pointed out here, that yes, the very people who would say that they don't care about that, whatever, are probably the ones
It
who are
was
going to
me.
look.
I pointed it out.
Hey, there you go, Brett.
And then I said something really funny after that.
And then Anthony spilled some water somewhere.
I'm still wet.
You got it on yourself too?
Yeah, I'm.
Oh,
It's all
my
over
God.
this rug, so I'm stepping in it this whole time.
Oh my God! You're doing great, Anthony.
Yeah,
There's mushrooms growing in
this is a hard one for me.
I would love it if water just slowly started like rising up in his window.
It's still spilling.
You know when you take a bath and then you're like, oh, it's time to get out. I'm getting all pruny.
Get a wrinkle.
That's how I feel right now. I'm pruning.
Oh, that's really funny.
All right. Thanks so
I'm
much
glad-
for sharing,
I'm glad
Suba.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to go, Suba. That was
Thank you
great.
so much.
No,
Yeah, that was
thank
a
you.
good
This was
meeting.
fun.
Great bit.
Yeah, I like the bit.
Okay, so now I am up. I am recording. Starting my timer. Okay, I got two old ones that I want to see if you guys can help me make better. I saw a kid steal a Coke from a Dwayne Reed, and the alarm went off, and it was super loud. The kid ran away, and I couldn't help think that loud alarm was a little much for a Coke can. Like, I think alarms should reflect what you stole. Like, if you steal a Rolex, you should be like, ah, When you steal a Coke, you should be like, eh.
I missed the absolute top of this joke. Where did the kid steal the cocaine from?
From a Dwayne Reed, but that's immaterial. That can be changed to whatever.
I like expanding the products where it's like if you steal condoms, where it's like, at least you're being safe. Like different messages.
The alarm just goes, nice.
Gives you a high five as you leave the store.
Woo!
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's a Ric Flair woo. That's great.
But if you're gross looking, the alarm goes, who are you kidding? And
It's just like, really? Yeah, I do like that.
okay. All right, moving on.
What,
Oh,
did you,
sorry.
have you-
really?
You said it's an old joke. Have you tried that?
I haven't tried it in a long, long time.
Oh, okay.
But
it's a really, really funny premise.
we talked about alarms last week, and it reminded me of it.
Ah.
Okay, this one's a little bit of a longer bit.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so I know there's some people
Rob, are
who
you timing him?
Yeah. he's at
I know
1:30.
there's some people who don't believe in white privilege, but let me just dispel you of that idea right now. This woman who owned my building got caught doing massive tax evasion. Thank you, Rob.
Want to see how long we're talking here?
The woman who owns my building got convicted of tax fraud. So she was sentenced to 18 months in jail, but because she was a white lady, they let her go to jail just on the weekends. Have you ever heard of a person getting to go to jail just on the weekends? I love that this rich white lady goes to jail on the weekend because it's possible that she didn't even tell her friends that she was going to jail. She could have just translated that whole experience into basic white lady nonsense. Like, listen, I have decided that for the next 18 months, I'm going to just unplug every weekend. I'm just going to lock my phone away. No screens, no phone, no nothing. If you text me, I just won't answer. It'll be like I'm not even allowed to use my phone over the weekends. I'm just going to meditate. I'm going to work out in the yard. I'm going to read. I'm going to read like physical books, like real books, like not a Kindle or whatever, It's supposed to be better for you, like holding a book, And they say it's really it's really good to get a consistent sleep schedule. And so for the next 18 months, every weekend, 10 o'clock, lights out.
I think that you can cut off the top part.
Mm-hmm.
Just say this woman went to jail. This white woman went to jail for tax evasion. She got to just go to jail on the weekends. Do the whole analogy and then be like, and so if you don't believe that white privilege exists, then there you go. I think you can put that at the end, and then you cut off the setup and you get straight into the funny, and then also prove your point.
I like toilet wine as a white lady thing where it's like, I'm just going to make my own wine, just.
Oh, yeah. Is this real? That she got to go to jail on the weekends?
Yeah. I mean, I'm stretching it a little bit because this woman was like very old. But also she was rich, and I think that the rich probably had a lot more to do with it than her age. But
Oh, yeah, for
I think
sure.
There's a lot of
age
people-
was a
Yeah.
justification for it.
Poor old people die in jail all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was the original crime? It was some white collar.
I mean, I changed it to tax evasion because I think it's a little bit easier to explain, but she actually defrauded FEMA after 9/11.
Oh my
God.
God! What?
How evil.
She gets weekend
Holy
jail for that?
shit.
That's the joke.
That's
She was
crazy.
renovating her apartment. She was renovating her condo in the city right by the World Trade Center and living at her place in the Hamptons. And she applied for FEMA money because she said that 9/11 displaced her, when in reality she had already been living in the Hamptons that whole time and her place was like under construction, so she couldn't live there.
That's way funnier than tax evasion.
Yeah,
That's really
that's
funny.
insane.
It's funny that was a crime after 9/11, and now the president just does that on a Tuesday.
I
Yeah,
like
you
that.
think I should get into that whole thing? Like,
Yeah, that's insane. And then only going to jail on the weekends after defrauding FEMA.
That's
That's so horrible.
I think the context is everything here because you're talking about white collar, white woman, rich people crime, and how we are going to like. Here's the thing: if you believe that prison is in order to punish, then we are mildly punishing this woman. If you believe that prison is to rehabilitate, we're certainly not doing that. And if you think that it's just to keep people from doing the thing that they did before, obviously Monday through Friday, she can fucking do whatever she wants, right? She can wreak havoc and steal and embezzle and tax evade and all that crap. So yeah, it just fails on every account. Not that any of that has to get mentioned, but I just love the idea that this is the story, and it's a interesting story, and then you can drop the hammer of being like, this is the thing. I mean, as long as you're going to tell this story and get that point across, because you said it's long, I think getting the whole thing in works for me because it raises the stakes a little bit as to like, what? Only weekends? So now I'm invested in your tearing down how ridiculous a weekend sentence is.
Maybe like, I know this. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Brett.
I was saying, and she only had to, like, you tell the whole story, which is very interesting. She only had to go to prisons on the weekends, and could probably just pass it off as like a white lady activity.
Yeah.
You can get straight into it right there.
She probably talked about it like it was a retreat. Yeah.
And it wasn't even like damage from 9/11 or anything. It was just, I like the idea of she's not even upset about the buildings collapsing. She was just upset about the Muslims entering her neighborhood.
They were only there for a minute. But she was still pissed.
She was like, too long.
Like, I gotta get out of here.
There's Muslims flying everywhere. I don't
I was thinking that because it sounds like the way you guys are describing it, like just tell the story. But I feel like maybe it would be stronger to start with. I know an old lady who only went to. I know a rich white lady who went to jail on the weekends, and then being like, if you guys think that maybe she didn't do anything that bad, and then going into that part, maybe that would work. I don't know. This whole thing, I get so trigger shy about doing long jokes just because because a lot of my strongest jokes already have such a good long build up to them that every time I write things now, I'm always like punchy now, get to it. And so I don't know.
I think that you won't, once you start telling it and you see how, because it's so interesting, the space without laughter, you'll see in the audience will be filled in with interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
My other thought was that that you actually harp on one aspect of a weekend jail time, but I didn't really hear you kind of comment at any other angles for why weekend jail time is, because you latched onto weekend jail time as being she can write it off as this. So it seemed like her biggest problem would have been the social faux pas of her being in jail, and then she solves that problem by saying other things, which is like, I think, just a tiny sliver of the problem of going to jail. So to that end, it kind of, I think, weakens your point where it's just like, well, she's still going to prison or jail for 2 days in a week. Whatever. If you don't want to focus on that, that's fine. But then I would focus on some other element of why 2 days out of 7 is ridiculous. Like, there's 5 days out of 7 she's not doing this. I assume this woman's, I don't know, is she working? Is she not working? Is she rich enough to just collect money kind of thing?
Rich enough to just collect money.
Yeah, right. So it's like, it's not like the 5 days are there for her to go to work. It's not like it's out of necessity for her to this. It's just whatever. I'm not saying that I don't have anything funny, unfortunately, right now. But
no, this is all good info.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Where it's like we went right into this tiny little thought, and then you went on it forever, and I was like, okay, well, what about the other aspects that make that completely ridiculous and unfair?
No. All those details, this is just me buttering your bread for a hot second, Rob. All those other details can be really valuable parts of the joke. I never told you this, but I have a joke in my set right now where I talk about the fact that there's no rules about what you can and can't call luxury. And I remember telling you the idea for that joke a long time ago, and you going, there is a rule for the word organic, though. Like, you weren't even trying to be funny. You were just like, thing. And now that's my justification for the joke.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, every time I've told that joke for the last 100 times, I've always started with, because there's a rule for organic, but there's no rule for luxury. The other thing I wanted to say, because I'm basically out of time, was that I did I was on a show on Wednesday, since we're doing checkbacks. I did my ghosted tour joke, and it went really well.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
What was
Yeah,
the
thank
Ghost of Tor joke again?
Oh, that was the very first writing session we did, and I don't think you read them.
Oh, okay.
Ghost of Tour was.
All
don't
right,
care. I
right.
don't
You
care. I
weren't
don't care.
there.
Suba was
Suba
there,
was.
though.
Suba
That
was.
really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, best tag, Suba. Thanks so much. I basically just gave away the punchline, but I said, ghost tours are really popular.
Let me
these
write
days.
the setup. I know the punchline now. It's Ghost Tour is the punchline?
Ghosted tour.
Ghosted Tour.
Yeah.
What do
That's
you
fine.
call?
Monica Lewinsky.
Do you think I'm doing street jokes? What do you get when you combine a bear?
How ghosted was it?
The
Tour!
premise is ghost tours are so popular now that I decided to start one for New York that's actually getting really popular. And the reason why it's so popular is that I don't walk people all over New York and talk about ghosts and murders or anything. I just take them to a bar and show them the last text that a girl sent me. It's more of a ghosted tour. I just basically go through all the texts and show them the last one before the girl disappears.
That's great.
If you're really quiet, sometimes at night you can hear her getting back together with her boyfriend. And then there's like a whole bunch of tags that Rob and
You didn't-
Anthony
you didn't use.
and I was in a pinch, and so I just I went with the first couple ones that I remembered. I think I need to go through my notes and put together some more stuff because there was a lot of good stuff that you guys added. But
Some say you
yeah.
can still see her typing.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's one of
The
them.
dots.
That's one of them. If you look really closely, you can still see the dots.
dots, yeah.
And then you run into her roommate, and you're like, "Oh, hey, tell Carol I said hi." And she's like, "Carol? But Carol stopped texting you 5 days ago."
I think I remember that one.
That was great.
So yeah, thanks a lot for your help, everybody.
Cool. Thanks for the check-in,
Nice.
too. That was fun.
Of course. All right, now we're up to Anthony.
Oh,
And look at Jarret, by the way. Look how he kept his time. 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Good
Bam,
job.
bam, bam. It would have been like 10 if I didn't butter your bread, Rob.
I appreciate it. Please feel free.
All right. I guess I'll keep time.
Okay.
I'll try to. Okay, let's see.
Just look at the water levels.
Yeah. Rising. Always rising.
Markings on the floor.
Let me just
You guys
look
have
at
anything for this? You ever spill water on the most important things that you have for your career, and then you worry for like 2 hours about whether or not it still works because you got to do a writer's meeting with your friends?
I think I have some tags for that in this soggy notebook. If I, you see
I thought
how
your
it's-
first joke, Anthony, was going to be whoop, whoop.
Does anybody remember the song that played during the Mario water levels? That would also have been a really good. Do, 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 do. I think that's what it was.
It's pretty good. Okay, let's see if this is anything. If a woman has a miscarriage, but she is not married, it's called a miscarriage.
I like that.
I like
Perfect.
I love that.
Let's check in with the woman of the group.
Is that
This
like
joke
it.
is the whole reason why we invited you, Suba. Do it again when we have a woman here.
Or actually, maybe it should be if you don't know if she's married. That would be more accurate use of Ms.
Yeah, because a married woman's miscarriage isn't called a Mrs. carriage.
Yeah. So I should
Right.
say it that way.
It should be.
Yeah, a miscarriage would be a woman who's not married that you know is not married.
Okay, so I would have to say it that way. I'd have to say it,
Yeah.
but you don't know if she's married. It's called a miscarriage.
Would you feel okay if you frame it as someone that you know, just so it's not completely out of thin air? just to be like a friend of mine had a
That makes it
miscarriage.
so much worse. If you
Yeah,
like
makes it
that
worse.
person.
I agree with Subhah.
Yeah, that's
To
what I
make
was
the person real is worse.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's, I mean, it's
I
not
know this
based
bitch Carol can't keep a baby.
And she's not even married.
But I've got this pun. Oh, by the way, before Sue, but 3-6 Mafia is that's who the slob on the knob is from. I looked that up. Forgot to say it.
Yes, Suba's right. Keep it general.
Keep it general. Okay.
Yeah, but I that darkness with the silly pun is so funny to me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you
I
think
like
that it could be more than a one? It's just a one-liner, right? There's no more there.
Unless there's other puns that are related to that, which I can't think of right now. But
I had to shut down my horse and carriage business, Mr. Carriage, because it was insensitive.
Mr. Carriage.
I can't think of anything else other than other miss words. But I don't think that's the direction you'd want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like it as a one-liner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have these other.
If you have anything about marriage, like a joke that has the justification is that you were at a wedding or something and you knew someone was getting married, you could do that joke right after the miscarriage joke and start with, like, my sister got married in Missouri. Sorry, Mrs. Missouri. And it could just be like a throwaway, and then you never do that again.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know if I have. Yeah. Maybe I'll write a marriage joke just to use that. Okay. These are. This is a series of really dumb jokes that I don't know if they're funny. So you tell me. Success is 1% inspiration and 99% exaggeration. Exaggeration is 1% inspiration and 99,000,000% speculation. Wetting the bed is 1% inspiration and 99% urination. That's
I like the wedding the bed one.
Wedding the bed makes me laugh. What was the middle one? I missed it. Success is 1% inspiration, 99% exaggeration, and then what was
exaggeration is 1% inspiration and 99,000,000% speculation.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a funnier thing there than speculation. Because I want you just to exaggerate about something. I want you to brag or something.
It's
With the punchline there.
An interesting jump for me because you go from success to inspiration, then inspiration to exaggeration, and then from exaggeration to wetting the bed. There's no connect there.
I think I was. I think they were all separate ideas originally, and I thought maybe it could be a bit, and maybe the framing could be something about trying to combine high and low brow humor. If I framed it like I was gonna, if I was doing, if I told the audience I'm gonna try 2 highbrow and 1 low, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if they fit together or if any of them work on their own or what.
I actually love that because part of what I think is the wonderful tension of a one-liner comedian is never knowing if the next sentence is part of the last one-liner or not. And so if you do success is blank, exaggeration is blank, wetting the bed is 1% whatever, people that could potentially get a pop right there just because people are realizing, oh, this joke is still going on.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said earlier about the exaggeration one, I was thinking something like exaggeration is 1% whatever. What did you say?
Exaggeration is 1% inspiration and 99,000,000% speculation.
So yeah, I would say exaggeration is 1%. I keep on forgetting what you say. 1% what?
Inspiration.
Exaggeration is 1% inspiration and 10 inches of my dick.
Which is an exaggeration.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
In case people didn't get the joke.
It was a visual joke for our listeners at home.
So
Jarret pulled out his penis.
But then it's then it's too low. Both then 2 out of 3 are lowbrow.
Right. Hey, I am a little. What is that? What is the real expression that we're pulling off of?
Perspiration, right?
Perspiration.
Perspiration, yeah.
Perspiration. Okay. Because I forgot what the noun was. I was like, is it something? 1% inspiration, 99% exaggeration. That's a great one line. I guess the middle one I'm losing you on, I guess. Because then you
Yeah,
go to
maybe
exaggeration.
instead of having exaggeration be a separate one where it's like something more, because like exaggeration is, it's like okay, but then it leads into another joke. But maybe if just having like a harder out on the first one where it's like success is 1%, inspiration 99%. Well, I don't want to say cheating on our taxes because like you just did that, but like something like that, like 99%.
Oh yeah.
Asking your dad for money, or 99%.
Being born rich.
Yeah, or something like.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
I still like exaggeration is 1% inspiration, and my dick is huge.
You do
That
like
does
that,
make me
Jarret.
laugh. I like that.
What's the bedwetting line?
Wetting the bed is 1% inspiration and 99% urination.
If you want to make that clean, you could say it's 1%. What was the first? Sorry, what was the first part? It is hard to remember.
Well, yeah, I'm reading it. Everything. Wetting the bed is 1% inspiration.
Inspiration and 99% precipitation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I like urination. I don't.
You do.
I don't like my dick is big as much. And the middle portion I'm a little confused on.
That
I
is
don't
the
know.
audio.
Those are my votes.
And I guess I probably could have gotten all the ideas in one, because I could have just said success is 1% inspiration and 99,000,000% exaggeration, and that's the same concept.
Yeah, is it putting a hat on a hat though a little bit?
That's
much?
what I
I'm
think.
not sure.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
but I still wouldn't need the second idea at all. But
I think
like,
if you do exaggeration, 99,000,000% exaggeration works. Because it follows so quickly.
That's true.
But I do like the idea
Without
of the
the second
first part being something like, what you said, 99% whatever, rich family or whatever, or lying about whatever. But I don't know. It's nothing. This is just kind of like old ideas that I stumbled on to see if there was something there. But I'm not like.
You know what I'm
not
in favor
excited
of
about these.
now a little bit is doing what we talked about before, which is now flooding the audience with a bunch of these. So many of these.
Watch those words you're using. All right, Anthony.
Just a downpour.
That
of
really
jokes.
took me a
Just
second.
a-
Pour
The
some
audience
water
should
on
be
that audience.
soaked at the end of this. Just drenched to the core.
Now I'm kind of thinking that because I can't follow one thread, right? I can't follow success to exaggeration, exaggeration to speculation, speculation to something else, because I can't, like one other structure would be to just say success is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration, then jump right into the urination one, but wetting the bed is 1% inspiration, 99%. That's a joke. But because none of them are like kind of, I know you kind of want to set up a structure, then break it. But what if you just did as many as humanly possible? Then you can mix in all of them. Then you could start with, what is something else? So you could change the word like that also has perspiration in there originally, because that's something that I'm missing. Is like, is there something that's other than success that's also 99% perspiration? Because then we're getting all the permutations of the things, and I think it's just like satisfying to the audience to hear all of them, to be like,
Body
that's funny.
odor.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, what is, or something that you'd be nervous to do, or something you'd be sweating to do.
Constipation.
And then you can throw the words constipation. I don't know.
Sanitation.
Exactly. Anyone else got any?
No, I'm just
Explanation.
listening.
I don't know. So that's one other thought that I'm thinking of, even though I don't have examples. But if you just start doing this round robin where like, then the audience might be primed to hear like 7 or 8 of these, and it would all kind of work. Or is that not something you'd be willing to do, interested in doing?
I mean, if it works, I would.
Yeah, Anthony, are you gonna do it or not?
Yeah. What the hell, Anthony? Give us an answer.
You wuss, you weenie.
It's
You chicken?
As a matter of fact, yes, I am. I'm terrified. I'm precipitating.
You could mess with
Perspirating.
the percentages too as potential punchlines.
Ooh, I like that as like a save. What you said, where it's like, and that joke bombing is also 99% perspiration and
There you
1%
go.
urination. Like,
That'd be 50-50. 50% perspiration, 50% urination.
By the way,
That's really
Subhah, if
good.
you ever want to use this technique, we came up with it on the podcast. If a new joke doesn't land, you just say, "Oh, sorry, that's a callback from a different set."
Oh yeah.
Or a callback from a joke I haven't told yet.
I just like that this is an idea that I wasn't sure if any part of it was funny, and Rob's suggestion is to make it longer.
Subah's suggestion's great too, and it doesn't even have to be a save line. You could always just use it at the end by saying, when this joke doesn't go well, it's 50% perspiration, 50% urination, something along those lines.
Even if I haven't said even if I don't use this joke, right? Even as just a save line on its own.
I would want it to be at the end of the tail end of you doing a string of those percentage jokes.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm like, are you just peeing on yourself? Like, I feel like
Yeah, I
Wait,
would
you
want to
guys
hear
still
it.
do that?
Do you guys think this works? My career is 1% inspiration and 99% donation.
That's not bad.
Donation.
It's cute.
I think that's just why I'm not sure if like writing 7 of them is going to work, because I don't know. I mean, it's fine, but it wasn't anything that I was that excited about to write more of them.
Okay. You've got My Dick is Huge as
Yeah.
that 100% works.
Wedding to Bed is super funny to me, and you need a setup for that, and I like that. So I think even just 1 and 3 alone would work. I think 1, 2, and 3 would work, but then I would say push it, make it 5 or 6, and then end with that other thing. Why not? Because like that setup is, there's so many Asian jokes, words. There's so many ATION words, and I don't know. So that would be my thing, but I don't have any good examples for them. So yes, my suggestion is to make it longer.
Make it longer. I'll work on it. Maybe there's something. I don't know. That's probably my time. I don't know.
Unfortunately, it is. Yeah. Cool, but
All right.
Was
thank
that just
you.
one
Anthony.
joke?
No,
Just
this
one joke?
joke.
Oh,
The
right.
miscarriage joke.
But that was
Yeah.
a home run off the bat.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
All right. So what do we do now?
We've never ended one of these before, so we've never gone this far. I don't know.
Usually, Anthony just spills water on his computer and then
Everything shorts out.
No, those jokes were great, Anthony. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I wanted to thank you so much, Subhah, for being a guest on this podcast. I hope
thanks
you
for
enjoyed
having me. It
this.
was fun.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check back for more individual clips and full episodes every Monday, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to support the show and get access to special fan-only content, go to patreon.com/ITAPod. That's ITAPod, as in Is This Anything Podcast. Relevant links in the description. Take care.